welcome back. So I just put that Jeff Moss lock back together and turned the camera back on, and we're going to give this one a shot now. This is the BASI that Potti314 came up with. This is a really awesome deal. Potti314 has his, everybody kind of has the way that they pick locks. I tend to pick things first time. I mean, that's what I want to do. I always want to kind of first experience with the lock, show it to everybody that, that's what it is when all the locks that I pick, unless I say otherwise, it's my first experience with the lock. Potti314, he likes to make sure that he picks a lock whichever direction that it's oriented in a door, which is really cool. So I think it drives him nuts when he sees us picking locks upside down. But at any rate, this is how this lock belongs in a door. As you can see, the elephant is right side up. It's a BASI. He started this journey with a lynx, which is a cat. And this is the elephant pinned by Potti314, has a mummied key. But unfortunately, that poor little lynx got lost somewhere in this mission. So here is the story of the elephant. And if you go to his video number 327 on Potti314's channel, you can check out the whole story. But basically, the lynx, the elephant became friends with the lynx, and well, the lynx disappeared, so now the BASI's out finishing the challenge. So at any rate, let's put this in the vise, and it says that I have to pick it right side up, both directions, and tell a personal lock picking story at the same time. So the hard part is telling the story. Because, most of us guys, we get quiet when we pick if we're concentrating, and, well, picking right side up for us is not exactly the easiest thing, as people here in the U.S. anyway. But I think we can get this done. Let's see here. I'm going to go top of the, it'll be top of the keyway for this. Yeah, we're going to do it that way. And we're going to start going clockwise. Let's see, what story do I want to tell? I'm not much of a storyteller, but I can come up with something here. How about my neighbor came over. This has not been too long ago, actually. Neighbor came over, and he had lost the key to the padlock on his shed. So, he came over and asked me, he's like, hey man, when you get time, I need to get that padlock off of the, of my shed. I said, well, the fee for that is that I get to keep the lock. And that's usually what I do. So, anyway, I went over and decided to pop this master lock off of his shed, thinking that it was going to take me less than a minute and no big deal. Well, unfortunately, the lock had other plans, because I've said it before that locks that are out in the wild get dirt and grime and everything else in them. They're not the same. Alright. Okay, there we go. So I went over and sat there and played with it for, okay, there it is, picked clockwise. So now I just got to do it counterclockwise. So I went over there and stuck my pick in and sat there and fought it for, I don't know, probably 2-3 minutes at least. And then finally I was like, you know what, let's see if I can put some WD-40 in this thing and see if we can get it open. Well, it didn't take very long after I put got the pins loosened up, and I got it open. But it really taught me that valuable lesson of dirt and grime in a lock will slow you down faster than anything else. But he was very, very happy that I was able to get that lock off of there, and so he could get into his shed. And alright, where you at? Got something holding me up here. He was very happy. that's one story. I've got another one. This is going to take a while, but I have a feeling I'm close. Alright, maybe I'm not as close as I thought. So, I work I drive trucks. I drive a truck and deliver. And one of the stops that I deliver to is a warehouse. And they caught up to me. One day I came in and the manager there at the warehouse I was delivering to was like, hey, we had somebody quit and they left their padlock on their locker. There it is, picked the other direction. So now it's been picked clockwise and counterclockwise. But rather than cut the shackle off of the padlock, that they let's gut this and show these awesome pins that Potti314 put in here. But rather than cut the shackle, they decided that they would have me go ahead and pick the lock off of the locker, which consequently that one went a whole lot easier because, well, it was indoors. But you never know when somebody's going to ask you to use our powers for good, because I really believe that, you know, everybody thinks that, oh, you picked locks, that's a criminal thing. That's against the law. Well, lock sport's not against the law, and it's a fun hobby. So, and I've met some of the best people I've ever met through this sport, and I am so happy to have met them. Potti314 being one of them. He is an amazing guy, a great picker, and an excellent challenge lock maker. So just absolutely thrilled that he came up with this challenge. I don't want to lock this back up because the key is mummied, so I'm trying to get this off of here without unmummying the key. There we go. As you can see, it is still picked, so we're going to throw a shim in it now. Because I haven't seen what's inside of this. I watched the beginning of the other guys that picked this, Artemis, and I think it was Trekmaster that had it before him. But I watched the beginning of the video where they pick and tell a story, but then I stop and don't look and see what the pins are in it because I knew I was getting this lock. Okay, pins are up, and there we go. Okay. All the key pins are in and working. Let's show those off. But yeah, I have a habit of not watching a gutting if I have a feeling that I'm going to get that lock. Because, well, you know, nobody wants to, just in case, you know, if it's something soon or recent, then nobody wants to know what their surprise is. It looks like we have countermilling. Yeah, countermilling in 1 and 4, and 5 is threaded. So hopefully my camera is picking that up. So pretty awesome stuff there. Good looking pins here too. We got a nice looking spool key pin, a tapered pin, another tapered pin, another tapered pin, and another tapered pin for the key pins. Now I don't remember if we were supposed to modify a pin on this or not. I don't think we are. It doesn't say anything of that in the rules. I know in the links we had the option of modifying a pin before we sent it on. Wow, there's a beautiful spool. Because I think these tapered pins come stock in this BASI. So, wow, that's a beautiful pin. Nice looking wedding cake pin, and another one of those, and a nice looking serrated. And oop, he popped out on me, but he was a spool, nice looking double spool. And then there is the spring from 5, because he was coming out anyway. Let's show you the, I think there's different springs in here, because I think that first one's copper and that one I just pulled was, yeah, they're different springs. So, yep. Alright, 3, 4. Okay, very good. Yeah, I don't think we need to. I think all the modifications have been done to this lock, so no modifications there. Looks like, yeah, everything's smooth up in the Bible. But awesome looking pins in this. Potti314, thank you so much for making this lock and creating this challenge of picking a lock right side up. As you can see, it had a spool with a taper on it, and all the rest of the key pins are tapered. And then up top we had a very sharp spool in one, a wedding cake pin, another wedding cake pin, a nice double sharp spool, and another double sharp spool in 5. So awesome lock, man. Awesome idea. I will be sending this BASI on to the next participant of this challenge. Thank you so much, Artemis Picks, for passing it along to me. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your time, and well, don't break the law.